Lately on Facebook, I've been noticing this statement from females, a real man. But ironically, after that, you hear a bunch of other nonsense following that statement that have absolutely nothing to do with masculinity or being a man or manhood, but it has everything to do with female entitlement issues. A lot on YouTube, you hear men talk about the entitlement issues women have when it refers to money, finance, or materialism, things of that nature, but not really when it comes to the emotional entitlement issues that they have. They expect men to feel some type of way or respond some type of way to something that they had most likely nothing to do with, whether it be from a past relationship or something that happened that has nothing to do with them. But these women still expect men to respond or reciprocate for something they didn't have anything to do with in the first place. I think that bothers me more than the entitlement issues when it comes to finance or materialism things. The irony to me, though, is that the majority of the time when I see the statement, it's from females that are single. They don't have a man. Like, I don't hear the women who are married or who have good boyfriends or what have you making these statements. It's most likely always from females who don't have a man. And I question, where do you get this advice or this knowledge on what a real man is and what a real man does when, quite frankly, you haven't had one and you're single? Now, in reality, yeah, most of these women do still have multiple men pursuing them, no matter how unattractive or repulsive or wicked or evil a female is. She still has at least 4 or 5 people pursuing her. Pursuing her. And in reality, no, not all those men have her best interests at heart. Majority of them probably are just like a squirrel trying to get a nut. But the reality is she still has men pursuing her, and no matter what state she's in. The whole situation is rather silly to me, though. I couldn't imagine myself picking females and then telling them that, you don't follow my expectations and what I look for in a female, so you're not a real woman because you don't follow what I want in a real woman. No. If you don't follow what I want in a woman, then I'm just going to keep it moving to the next one. I'm not going to go at you and tell you that something's wrong with you and your womanhood because you don't follow what I want or what I need or what I desire. But females don't have that same logic. They'll go to men who don't, that they know don't or won't or can't do what they want them to do, and they'll use shaming tactics to get these men to do what they want or make them feel some type of way about the situation, and they do it out of guilt. I really hate the term real woman and real man. To me, man and woman is a word that's self-defined. Like, the word speaks for itself. So when you add the real in front of it, to me, it's rather silly. If a man or a woman does not meet your litmus test or what you desire in a mate, it does not make them not real. It just means that they're not the man or woman for you. So then you should just keep it moving and go on to the next one, instead of using shaming language or trying to make personal character attacks into getting a man to do something he wouldn't normally do. And quite frankly, it does work. A lot of men value a woman's opinion on what manhood is. I don't know why. Why do men look for validation of their manhood from another female? That's very silly to me. A lot of times this situation and this thinking has gotten men in a lot of trouble, got them beat up, shot, killed, robbed, what have you, over what a female said was a real man. And because you followed her orders, you ended up in a negative situation. I remember too, a few months back, there was this letter that said a boy, comparing a boy to a man, basically, a boy does this, a man does that, and a whole bunch of females were posting this thing. And then there was the female version of the same situation. And in all honesty, even though some of the things that the female version was saying, I agree with, but to me it's too many variables. A person, people, they're growing and they're evolving constantly. Not the way Obama evolved, but, they're changing, they're learning, and they're growing. Most people don't have it all together at one point. So I'm not going to tell a person because they haven't evolved or they haven't matured in a certain area to my liking or to my, what I think they should be at. I'm not going to tell them they're not a real person, a real woman, a real man because of that. I think, again, that's real silly. And I think all that stuff needs to stop because they're grown men, young people who are more mature than older people and vice versa and what have you. So chill with all the shaming ladies and all the shaming tactics into defining what a person is real or not. Because some people have an ideology that a real woman should be married and have a whole bunch of kids, and I don't think that makes her any less of a woman if she does that or doesn't. If a woman chooses to go out and work, or she chooses to stay home and be a wife, that doesn't